What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? I'm a boosting my ego, and today we're going to um do another podcast. And the title of this podcast is Stop Letting People Be the Blame. And so if we look into that title, what does blame actually mean? It means assign responsibility for a fault or wrong. Responsibility for a fault or wrong. So in everyday culture, we look to point fingers. We want to point fingers at other people in our own wrongdoing, or not necessarily our own wrongdoing, but we just want to point fingers. Um, so that's what I wanted to talk about today and talk about different situations in which I let people be the blame and what we can actually do in order to solve that solution. So first is this house situation. Um, so I live in a house and I live with my mother, father, and brother. And let's just be honest, I don't necessarily like them. Um, I don't necessarily want to live in a house with my family. I'd rather live on my own than live with my family. It's just what I call a messed up situation, you know. A lot of times, a lot of times people are talking about toxic situations. Um, like for instance, my parents are overly involved with my life, and I'll just give you a history, just a story about what has happened. So it's simple, we were in public school when we were younger. My mom saw that the public school system was very corrupt. There was a lot of racism. There was a lot of um, just a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Our cares, our cares were not taken care of. Um, just a lot of stuff going on, and it was just a bad situation for us. And she took us out of that school system, and I'm thankful for that because we were in a much better environment because of that. I was able to do more things creatively. In fact, I learned how to make music. I know how to produce. I record vocals, all that type of stuff. So it helped me expand on my creativity and actually do well. I got better grades when I was homeschooled than I was in public school because of the environment. And when I mean the environment, I mean public school was I mean, it was intense, um, and also just very dark and not meaningful. Because some of the classes that we took, I remember we took like a fourth grade class in fifth grade or something like that, or we took like we didn't necessarily progress, if that makes sense. We learned subjects and things that we already learned, so we weren't able to progress at a faster rate. Um, so yeah, we just my mother decided that we should be homeschooled, and it was a great situation. And you might not think there's anything bad with being homeschooled, um, but it's just a lot of things that happen later on, a lot of times when I went to college, a lot of times I have to go back home, and it's not have to. I just go back home because I'm used to that environment, and college can be a distraction. Let's just be honest. There's so much going on, so many people doing this and that it can be a distraction. Um, so I had to go home in order to get things done. Um, but I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, fortunately, I got things taken care of, and uh, I graduated, and now I'm doing school again. But I have to admit, and it's not their fault. They're a little bit overprotective. Um, I don't feel any independence in terms of what I'm doing in my life. I don't know what medication I usually take. I don't know. Um, I know my social security number, but they have control over all of that. They have control over my money because a lot of times and it's okay, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but let's say a family member gives us some money. She's like, "Oh, do you want to hold it?" Okay, I'll let you hold it. Or if I'm doing something and I want to have some alone time, they knock on the door, like, can I come in? And it's okay for them to do that, but I want some alone time. I want to do things for myself. Um, so that's really the house situation. And I don't know, over the years, I just become more depressed. And that's mainly because of COVID-19. And I don't think I'll ever recover from COVID. I won't ever. COVID is starting to clear out, and there are less and less cases left. But I feel like the effects and the depression, the anxiety, all of that stuff will still be happening. I've been at the mental hospital so many times, and I have to try to figure out what the cause of that is. Part of it is I know that things won't go my way. Part of it is I'll never reach the expectation that I should reach. You know, your parents want the best for you, but then you get so you get so anxious about trying to exceed their expectations that you do anything to exceed their expectations. Let's just be honest. I'm going to grad school. I'm doing grad school for a lot of reasons. I'm going to grad school, or I'm in grad school, partly to exceed my parents' expectations, but also to exceed my own. I don't want everyone else, all their other parents, look at my family and be like, oh, they're not doing anything with their life, you know? Imagine if I just was a college dropout and decided to make music. I probably wouldn't be successful with it, but also my my external family, not internal, external family would look and be like, wow, um, what is he doing with this life, you know? Part of me really wants to pursue this music thing.